friends, welcome or welcome back to Tarot AF. So today I've got another pick a card reading for you all on what are their true intentions. So we're going to look at their energy towards your relationship and what actions or intentions they may be wanting to take in the future. So today we've got 5 piles for all of you. So we've got pile 1, Threads of Fate Tarot with the Rose Quartz Heart. We've got pile 2 with the Movie Tarot and the Moonstone Heart. We have pile 3 with the Fortuna Tarot with the Serpentine Heart. We have the Modern Witch Tarot with the Opalite Heart. And lastly, we have the Wonderland Tarot in Wonderland with the Honey Calcite Heart. So if you've never been to a pick a card reading before, hello, welcome. You can take a moment, you can pause the video, see which one is drawing your eye and trust that that message is for you. And what I do is I post the times in the box below and you can meet me there for your reading. I will see you then. Bye. Hi lovely friends of pile 1. So if you picked the Threads of Fate Tarot and the Rose Quartz Heart, then this reading is going to be for you. So I've already shuffled your oracles off camera, but we'll shuffle your tarot on camera. And I kind of touched on this in the intro, but I just want to say your energy is a currency, and Spirit really wants me to just reiterate that to you, in that when you give someone your time, your energy, expect back as well. It's give and take. Like, you know, life is a two-way street when you are talking to people in any aspect. And of course, sometimes you're there to support each other through time of need and that kind of thing. But, you know, it should come back to you as well in your relationship. So I just wanted to say that as well before we got into this. So Spirit, what are piles 1's person's true intentions? What are their true intentions towards pile 1? So we have the 2 of Cups. Beautiful. So what are their true intentions? We also have the Sovereign of Coins. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Pillar. And we also have the 10 of Cups. So this is really, and on the back we've got the Devil as well, which I'm going to leave to the side there. But this is super, super beautiful to start off with. So. And then in terms of your oracle, we have Make, we have Hunger, we have Indecision, we have Judgment, we have Smother, and we also have Guilt, Remorse, Regret. So it's so interesting, these oracle cards, in contrast as well, but I can see links, but it's so interesting because there's a contrast here. So in terms of their energy and then their intentions towards you. So in terms of their energy, I feel like they harbour a lot of guilt, remorse and regret, and maybe they're fearful that you are judgmental of them, or they feel like they have to come under your judgment, and they know that actually you are in control of this situation moving forward, and maybe they feel like you're holding the strings, in terms of not that you are manipulating them or anything like that, but more that you hold the key to this relationship, whether you want to take it forwards or not, is what I'm hearing. Because I feel like maybe they were indecisive in the past, maybe they left you hanging, maybe that kind of thing, and maybe you were left a little bit out in the cold, is what I'm hearing for some people. Or maybe they smothered you a bit and smothered your energy and maybe took you for a bit of a ride, is what I'm hearing for some people, not for everyone. But there is now a hunger, and maybe they ate too quickly, sort of thing. Maybe they ate your resources, like I was saying with that give and take. Maybe they took too much from you and they didn't actually give much, and maybe left you a bit hungry. Or maybe they are hungry for your energy and your love again, maybe if things did end, or maybe there has been a period of no contact separation potentially here, or maybe if there's just been a bit of distance, maybe if you haven't seen each other in a little while, maybe there's just that thirst to kind of get back to one another and get to know one another even more, or on a deeper level, or something. But I feel like for some people there will be guilt and remorse from one phase of your journey together, and potentially there is a want to make something new, bring new energy into this relationship. We have the Devil here, which maybe at one point, maybe they were chasing or doing things that wasn't actually making their heart glad. Maybe they got wrapped up in what everyone else was doing, and in the illusion of the devil, because that's the power of the devil is illusion. And I feel like they got caught up in that trap of maybe chasing just sex or politics or money, whatever it was. I feel like they were not doing things to make their heart glad, and they were getting wrapped up in that cycle, and they didn't realize that they could actually free themselves in a lot of ways, and they were actually smothering their energy. And maybe they feel like they made you feel very, very small if they left you in that way, or maybe because they were just not making a decision, not choosing to kind of go onto a new path or whatever. It maybe left you waiting, or feeling like you were constricted and couldn't really move forward potentially. But either way, I think they feel like your situation is very unique, and you were a very unique individual with this Judgment card. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, and I feel like they know that you were onto other things potentially, or maybe even seeing different people, or something like that, or they know that they can't hold even though they'd want to hold your attention in that way. And I feel like they do want to make something new, because their intentions towards you are from a emotional place with this Cups energy. With the Sovereign of Coins, you could be an earth sign, you could be a Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn, but you do not have to be, because there are a lot of Cups energy here, so water energy. So you could be a Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces, or have those placements, but you don't have to be. With the Sovereign of Coins, they see you as someone who is very, very intelligent and mature, and on an emotional level, but also in terms of your sensational world. So I feel like you have this stability and strength in who you are and what you are building, maybe in terms of your career, or maybe it's your home life. I just see you as a nurturing, a giving person. And I feel like maybe if they felt like they smothered you in some way or depleted your resources in that way, maybe they see you as slightly set back away from them at the moment. But ultimately, with the pillar, which is also the Empress, I think they see you as someone who is very, very, like, just a divine feminine, but you do not have to identify as feminine, but just someone who can grow and nurture what they want, and someone who really listens and attunes to the world and the natural transformations and the cycles that takes place. And maybe they are hoping that your nature will like, you'll judge them fairly, or maybe even that you'll realize that they have changed, is really what I'm hearing. Like, I think they really want to show that they've mastered their indecision. I mean, this is what I'm hearing, but their actions speak louder than words, you know what I mean? But with the pillar, I think they see you as someone who can cut out that which no longer serves them, and grow new things and nurture new things. And I think they hope that they can offer you, through this Ace of Cups, a new emotional renewal and emotional experience and growth. I think they really want to offer really deeply, and they really want you to drink this cup, their cup, and offer something new to this relationship. And it's very pure intentions from following their heart. And I mean, the Ten of Cups is what the Ace of Cups wants to be when they grow up, and I feel like they see this happy family and this concord with you in their future, and this real community and full heart, like taking everything and growing together. And you know, children, family may not be what you want in your future, that does not matter, but I think they want to push past this period and have this stability and security with you, because in the Two of Cups they see this love, this initial attraction, rare connection with you, this healing and reassurance by your energy, by your presence in their life. And I think they feel so healed and reassured by you, and hope that it's a mutual feeling, a reciprocated love. But maybe they worry that because of what they've done in the past, whether that is going to be reciprocated or not. But their true intentions and what they want is, I think, to really find stability, find growth, and look after you as much as you have looked after them, and as much as you have been there for them. I feel like they may have taken advantage of you in the past, or feel that they have, by being indecisive, or maybe depleting a lot of your resources, and they do carry a lot of remorse. But I think they are hoping that you will invite in their offering. Maybe they're quite scared to make this offer, but I think they want to make it happen. I do, because I don't think they want to get caught up in things anymore that go against their heart's desires, I think, in the way that they did, and maybe the way that they treated you. But like I said, actions speak louder than words, and this would be their intentions, is what we're looking at. But their energy, I feel like there is some disparity here. They need to match their energy with these intentions, and for both of you, and maybe this is why it's like this, because they know that maybe their fate, as it were, hangs in the balance, hands in your hands with this Judgment card. But I think there is a hunger and want to be close to you, and match this energy, and see if there is still this reciprocation there between you both. Because like I said, there is this caring, there is this nurturing kind of mother nature here, which I think they hold you to. I think they think you are the epitome of that, of a nurturing presence that really calms and soothes them, and probably follows their intuition in all things, and and like I said, not afraid to cut things out. So maybe they're worried that is what you may want to do. And I think if they do come offering this cup, see how full it is, see how it works for you, and whether that aligns with what you want. So let's get some channeled messages as well for you. I'm going to split them in two, because if you've watched some of my videos, they're big decks. I can't make up my mind. Okay, well, maybe that indecision isn't so far in the past as maybe I originally felt it. Maybe they are still indecisive about something, and maybe they feel guilty about this guilt, remorse, regret, or maybe they are feeling the effects of that. But you set your boundaries. You set your boundaries of how long, if you even want to wait for this energy. I say, if I was ever asked, should I stay or should I go? I don't think you should ever wait for anyone. You keep growing, you keep extending your emotional experiences in any which way you want to. And if they're ready, they can catch up. But with this, and I feel like at the moment, maybe if it's not pure and honest with this Ace of Cups, as their intentions look as if it would be, you can, like I said, you can see how full that cup actually is. But maybe this indecision, maybe it's not even between you. It may be someone else. It may be between you and someone else, but it may be between them and their career or security, or whatever that is. but don't allow, like, don't dim to fit in, don't dim your light just because you think, oh, maybe, and because I've said, oh, you know, it could, like, they would have pure intentions and honest intentions, because like I said, actions speak louder than words. At the moment, their intentions seem to be from a kind of follow your heart place, but then their decision should be easy and love should be easy, and maybe there's still an aspect of them which is chasing this devil and still getting wrapped up in things that actually I don't think serve and is not actually healthy to your growth, because I don't feel like you align with those things that they may be chasing or maybe have chased, like the things that don't actually align with their soul's purpose. So I can't make up my mind. Maybe that is still something lingering, or maybe that is from the past. It may be different for each person's situation. Thank you for always fighting in my corner. I mean, that's that Sovereign of Coins energy, someone who is giving and good and distinguished, and someone who wants to nurture and be there for people, and I'm going to say mothering, but not in a smother way, but more in a way of, and not that you remind them of their mother or anything like that, but just someone who has a nurturing, gentle presence, someone who is calm, and they feel like serene around, is what I'm hearing. Like maybe all of the humdrum of what they were chasing or what they were doing seems to calm and dissipate when they're in your presence, and maybe distance, if there has been distance, like I said with the hunger, maybe that's why that I can't make up their mind, is because they're not seeing or around your energy potentially. I wasn't ready for these feelings, so maybe that's why they're quite indecisive. Maybe if they've come out of something, or like they still haven't forgiven themselves for what they've done, or in the past. I can't make up my mind. I didn't even realize I had that in there twice. Oh my gosh, sorry, I was just like, I want to slap this person. I'm so sorry, I don't mean that. I would never ever slap anyone, but I want to spiritually give them a shaking of the shoulders, talking to, of make up your mind, follow your heart, because and I feel like they know what they are chasing, and maybe you've even tried to tell them, so I feel your frustration. If you feel like, yes, I know I can't make up my mind, like stop telling me that you can't make up your mind, and just do it. And maybe this is the kind of energy you're in, this kind of fed up energy, and like I said with the Judgment, you hold this relationship, I feel like, in your hands, even if you feel like they hold a lot of the power and maybe a lot of this Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Ten of Cups energy. No, if they're not doing things that align with you, if they're going over boundaries, if they're chasing things that you don't want a part of, it's absolutely your choice to walk away from this energy. And maybe their true intentions and their true purpose of the assignment was that to you in your life, is what I'm hearing, is that maybe you don't have time to wait on the whims of someone else or on the mind of someone else. Actually, you are in charge of your energy. That is your currency. You don't have to give your time and energy to someone that can't make up their mind about you. It's their loss, quite frankly, if they are not, ready for give and take for a two-way street relationship. It is their loss if they don't get to know you, or yeah. Anyway, I'll leave that there. I can feel some people's frustration. You make me feel whole, but also no one, and this is so funny that this has come up, because there's obviously reciprocation. There's obviously, it feels like a soul connection in that way, but also no one can make you feel whole. You are whole by yourself, or you should feel whole by yourself. And anyone else that comes in, like, you don't settle for crumbs for anyone's little bits of attention when they want to give it to you. You serve yourself first, and you are whole yourself. And I feel like you know that you are. And if you don't know that you are, Sovereign of Coins and the Pillar, which they see you as anyway, so I don't even need to, like, that's what their intentions, that's what they believe you to be, and I fully believe you are. You are a nurturing, giving like soul, and like I said, like abundant mother nature, like, but like I said, you don't need to identify in that way, but anyone else that comes into your life is a cherry on top of the cake, and you are whole by yourself. And just because they say you make me feel whole, actually, I feel like you have things, or you do things that they wish that they could do, and actually, yeah, this wholeness that maybe they're whole, like, I'm hearing black hole, but not as in they're a black hole, but like filling themselves up with things they don't need. They might be trying to kind of fill themselves up in any way to ignore things that they may not have healed from, potentially. And maybe they feel like, because you are a real healing and nurturing person, and you are just real with them, and maybe tell them how it is in some ways, maybe you've even had similar conversations like this, maybe they feel like you challenge them in a healthy way, but they have to do that work by themselves as well for that wholeness. We've also got, I wish I had handled things better. Well, I wish you would handle things better as well. Sorry guys, that's my my thing. But also, you know, and maybe they have changed, and maybe for some people you're like, Tarot AF, you don't know them now, they have changed from what they were. Great. If that's who they are now, and they're presenting this Ace of Cups, and it is actually from a true intentional place, then my blessings to you both. And I hope that for everyone. And I believe that when you see someone, and this is the thing, you should see them with new eyes, fresh eyes, in that way of course, in the past things may have happened, but if there has been that separation, think about how much you have changed in that time, and how much they would have changed during that time. And you should see someone as they present themselves to you in that moment. If it feels like they are repeating old patterns, then maybe they haven't changed as much as you thought or hoped they would. But you shouldn't put your conceptions of what you want, or maybe past relationships or anything, onto that person. If they come to you in the moment and they show you their true heart, they show reciprocation, they have those intentions, and you feel that, and their actions speak that as well, then, you know, like I said, blessings. And they've shown you that they have changed, then brilliant. But if there's red flags that appear or pop up, then they are popping up for a reason. You know, if you're wearing rose tinted glasses, all the flags are going to appear the same, sort of thing. So it's, you know, in the present moment, when you see them, you'll know either way. And I feel like for some people, maybe it's still that indecision, and that's not to say they'll never change and that their intentions will never change towards you, but I don't feel like you should wait for them to have that change, if in the future, and you're in a place where that energy matches yours, then great, and your paths cross again in the future, brilliant. But I don't feel like you should wait on and sit on the things that you know you need to do and your purpose because of their potential and what it could be with that person, because you don't fall in love with potential, you fall in love with the person there and then in front of you. So that's there. But let's get you some love affirmator cards as well. So this is just for you as well, these love affirmators. So, Spirit, what do you want to say to my glorious friend of pile 1? Spirit, what do you have to say to my glorious friend? Maybe I'm hearing you said a lot. You said a lot to mull over, like for you guys to take. But like I said, not all of that stuff that I said may resonate with your situation, or like I said, if they have changed, if they feel like they have changed, then yeah, brilliant. Okay, open-heartedness. I know that life and the people living it can be an absolute bummer sometimes, but I promise not to let unhappy chapters make me jaded. If I let negative experiences turn me sour, then the jerks win. So I'll move on with an open and hopeful heart, if only because I hate losing to jerks. this is the energy that I was saying. You are, be open and receptive to love, that Ace of Cups, because it is yours and it is coming your way. And don't allow one person's indecision or one person's negativity affect you. And I love this quote, and I feel like you guys need to hear it as well. Just because someone did not spend their money or their energy or their resource on you does not mean that it devalues you. And I love this, and it's like, you know, not everyone can afford Gucci or high end or like Prada or whatever you want to be. You know, not everyone has the money for that. And that space, that's, you know, don't deplete your energy and your worth of who you are. And, you know, yeah, don't, you know, there are people who will understand who you are and treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated. And just be open, and don't allow this experience, and also don't allow the past of who they were to affect a new person maybe coming forward, even if it's them, you know, a new version of them who has grown and changed, like I was kind of saying. Vulnerability. I allow myself to talk about my feelings without fear of external judgment or internal drama. When I express my feelings, a couple of funny things happen. I feel like a kindergartner. Everything gets lighter, easier, and filled with the comforting glow of honesty. Hey, no wonder kindergartners seem so fun and stress-free. So, you know, I think as someone who is so nurturing and giving, I feel like you show a lot of strength, and your internal strength, vulnerability, is a sign of that strength. And I feel like you know who you can open up to, who you can be vulnerable with, and who you can talk about your feelings with without judgment and without any drama. And love, especially when you're getting to know someone, is light, is easy, and feels honest, and no stress involved. And I think this is this open heartedness tied in as well. We've got support. I look at the vast network of support in my life, and I'm reminded of what a superpower it gives me. At any moment, I can call on an army of top-notch people who want the best for me, which means I'm basically invincible. Take that, loneliness. Run for the hills, boredom. I'm sorry, what did you say to me? Pervasive, all-consuming anxiety? Damn right you didn't. And that is it. Maybe support from your friends, your family, your chosen family, whoever that is, you know. And there are people in your life who use your energy, who give you energy back, and know your energy is a currency and give you the whole cake, who don't give you crumbs, and they are your support network, and they will make you feel on top of the world, no matter who seems to be smothering your energy or being indecisive about you at any point. So lean into that love, and yeah. And where love is, fear and anxiety is dispelled. So that is for you, part one. I'm going to leave it there for you today. I'm sending so much love to you. I hope it resonated. I hope there was some useful advice in there. I really hope to see you guys again soon. If you'd like to see me there, please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time. Bye, loves. Hello there, my glorious friends of pile 2. So if you picked the movie tarot and the moonstone heart, then this reading is going to be for you. So let's firstly shuffle your tarot cards, if they can behave. And I've already got your oracles ready and waiting. So we're obviously going to look at what their intentions are towards you, but I just wanted to say that your energy is a currency as well. So, you know, you should only be giving your time and energy to people that recognize that, and also have give and take. Like, relationships are two-way streets. And of course, people can be going through different things and different times, and you may be there for someone a bit more than maybe they are for you in that moment, but it's all based on 5,000 cards. It's all based on that mutual beneficial kind of relationship, that energy. So Let's get you just fell on the floor. So we've got the Ace of Wands as well. So Spirit, what are Pile One's person's true intentions? And on the back we have the Knight of Wands as well. So we will take those. And then in terms of oracle cards, we have Move On, we have Anxiety, we have Deceit, we have Pride, we have Death of the Deceitful, we have Shell. Certain matters in this situation are not being communicated, hidden, aloof, deserted. So in terms of signs, firstly, we've got the Knight of Wands. So one or both of you could be a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius or Aries. You do not have to be, you do not have to have those placements, but that is what I'm seeing. I've also got Scorpio in the Death card as well, and we've obviously got Earth with that Seven of Coins, so Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn potentially. So firstly, their kind of energy towards this situation, it's really, really interesting. I feel like there is a lot maybe in terms of what happened in the past of this relationship, or what is currently happening in this relationship, which is calling for a transformation, a change, and kind of a movement forward from where you both were. And maybe there was it's kind of looking back with the Seven of Coins and this kind of shoulda, woulda, coulda, and I feel like maybe it's trying to get a hold of, and for them, their intentions is to try and get a hold of the past, of where their anxieties creeped up, why they maybe potentially were deceitful, if that was something, or maybe this relationship suffered from an external source, some sort of deceit in some way, and maybe their energy was based off of their pride, and maybe they said or did things and maybe clashed with you in some way based off of their kind of wills and their desires, and pushing their agenda and putting that forward, which maybe made you clam up slightly and go into your shell and felt like you were maybe deserted in some way, which is really interesting, because obviously we've got this Death of Deceitful. So maybe you saw right through them, maybe you saw that and had an awareness, an alarm bell, or I'm hearing maybe this is a really interesting one to unpick, because I feel like their intentions towards you, there is this want for transformation, there is this want for change, and an awareness that the relationship has already changing, and that alarm bell and breaking out of the box of where you were. And maybe they want to liberate themselves of this energy, or maybe the energy space that they were in, to show that they have transformed, because there is this kind of woulda, shoulda, coulda in the past of what they wish they had done, but then this want to present a new just do it experience and cut through maybe the kind of sham and imitation, maybe at the hands of other people. Maybe this relationship suffered some sort of deceit, and it's almost you both rising out of that period. I could see that, and maybe anxieties and fears from both of you because of what other people were saying or doing potentially, left you guys feeling like, oh, maybe you shouldn't go ahead with this or something like that. But actually there is this want from them now to maybe even reignite passion, or intuitively they feel drawn to kind of burst out of the box and kind of rise above this situation, whatever it was, whoever maybe the deceit was on the hands of, whether it was them or it could have been from you, but I don't really get it was from you, but it could be from someone externally in this relationship. But there is just this need to kind of rise above it and change direction, change course. Maybe this person as well, maybe they travelled away. Maybe there was some distance between you both at some point, which left you kind of feeling deserted on the shore, as it were. Or maybe they just have this restless energy to move forward and cut through the bull, as I was saying, cut through what other people's opposing wills and desires are in the sham fight, and actually just like get some real clarity and like follow their intuition, their passions and their willpower with action. And I feel like there is this almost higher calling, maybe this alertness, maybe they've uncovered some of the deceit or realised that their pride got in the way or something like that. And with this death of the deceitful, there is a death to this energy in some way. So maybe this underpinned their energy at one point, or the energy of this relationship. And maybe it's them kind of realising that that toxic behaviors, there was a need for release for that, and maybe not everything has been shed to you and been communicated to you yet that was hidden in this kind of deceitful energy. Like I said, could be from them or someone else potentially. With this pride card, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Maybe you were told, both of you, that you guys were too similar, or that you were too different or something to make it work, is what I'm hearing. Not for everyone, but maybe that's for some people. And maybe that was at the hands of someone else kind of manipulating the situation from the outside. Or maybe that was even them being like, oh, you know, we're too different, we can't do this sort of thing. And maybe that was actually their anxieties and fears of previous relationships being projected onto you. And maybe they actually now see yourself in that way, or maybe they are letting their pride get in the way of this connection in some ways. But I feel like their actions forwards is a need to release this stagnant energy, because I think they realise that actually this is anxiety talking. Like, they were living in that lens of anxiety and they want to move forward, and maybe that will bring up similar patterns to what has happened. But I think they desperately want to move on in their energy and move away from this feeling of letting their fear rule them in a lot of ways, and kind of burst through with their intuition and what is right. But there is that need, there is that want, but they may still be looking at the past and maybe not learning fully from that, and actually not listening to the higher path, their higher calling of what they need to do necessarily. There may be this kind of impulsivity to want to change and move forward, but I think voluntarily or involuntarily they're going to be met with this need to change, this need to transform themselves and their way of thinking and being. And whether that is what they present to you next and their intentions next is an interesting one, because I feel like they could, either way, they're going to have this kind of higher reckoning, as it were, in terms of their spiritual side, and their need to grow and change and actually learn from their past experiences and then change their behaviour. I feel like this deceit is more them. Or maybe if they keep getting caught up in this toxic rap of other people kind of chiming in on their relationship and them allowing it to kind of tie over them and really live heavily on them. Either way, I feel like maybe there is this kind of hidden hidden thoughts or secrets potentially which are not being communicated to you fully with this energy. And maybe there is this want to present that to you and kind of break out of their box, but there seems to not be full learning and appreciation of the past and understanding. So I want to get you guys some channeled messages from this person. So kind of thoughts and feelings, which they may not necessarily tell you or have said to you. So I can't get you out of my head. I feel nervous around you, which is interesting because, I mean, if there's potentially secrets or deceit going on, maybe they feel nervous that maybe you found out or something, or you find out. Yeah, let's have a look. Or yeah, okay. Let's see what else there is. Oh, All my cards are falling off. Okay. We have, when can I see you again? So maybe you're protecting your energy at the moment, or maybe, like I said, maybe there's some distance or something here. I want to start over. I love the conversations we share. Okay, and then let's just split these up because otherwise they're too big together. Okay. I can be myself around you, and I need to work on myself as well. So this is super interesting with this. I want to start over here, because I feel like maybe there has been a rocky start to this relationship in some ways, and like I said, a shoulda, woulda, coulda, a burst for that, and a need for transformation in some way. And if they do want to start over and they feel like this period where they weren't necessarily themselves, potentially, maybe they were wearing a bit of a social mask, maybe they were being a bit prideful and not actually presenting the full picture. Maybe your conversations and that kind of thing and your presence really makes them observe that and change their behaviour in some ways. But then there's also this, I need to work on myself, and they need to feel this wholeness when coming to you. You can't expect crumbs for them or fall in love with potential of who they could be. And I feel like there is still this anxiety, this nervousness around you in some ways. And maybe that's because, like I said, maybe they're not presenting the full picture. Maybe they want to skip over what happened in the past and not actually fully learn from it. But there is this kind of, with this, I can't keep you out of my head and when can I see you again? Maybe you're protecting your energy in some way, so you're keeping them at a bit of a distance. Maybe there's a bit of distance in terms of maybe one of you is traveling, or maybe one of you is away doing your own thing, following your passions, your desires, that kind of thing, maybe on either side. But there is this kind of, I feel like with this death card, this kind of cyclical nature to this relationship, I feel like they want to change, they want to be around you, and then they realise, and then their anxiety and stuff gets in the way. And I feel like they're kind of going through a cycle, like a karmic cycle at the moment, because they're not actually like changing. But there seems to be this kind of draw to you in some way, and draw to your energy. And like I said, maybe that's because you are a giving person that follows your intuition, follows your gut, who is fierceless and passionate and energetic, and they want to be around that energy and burst out of things that maybe they have got caught up in. But it's not your job to save them, and it's not your job to work on them and in that way. And if I'm completely honest, and obviously I'm a pair of floating hands on YouTube, you know your relationship, you know where it was left, you know what has been said, you know what has been done. But this deceit and this kind of pride and things maybe not being communicated, that, for me, it feels like if they really want to address those things, and maybe if they have been open and honest with you and told you what those things are, maybe, or told you about their fears and anxieties, maybe about previous relationships and what they may have projected onto you at some point, or something like that, or if someone has said and done something, then that's great. Open honesty, communication, that will allow you to break out of that box and break out of that cycle and tread a path and tread a new path. But if they haven't, then an open, honest conversation kind of needs to happen, I feel, of how they've changed, or how their behaviour is changing, or if they are anxious about things, if they are nervous, why are they nervous? Like, and that's not in a confronting way of what have you done, but more like why are you fearful? Why are you fearful of this connection, maybe? So let's also get you some love affirmators, some love advice from Spirit. And like I said, you know your relationship, you know where it was left and everything. But in terms of their intentions, I feel like there is this, it feels like saying they want to do stuff and actually doing it. I feel like there's a disconnect potentially between those two things, and maybe they're being deceitful to their self and being deceitful to their energy because maybe they're prideful in some way. But yeah, honestly, I don't pay attention for 1 minute and all of them fall all over the place, all over the shop. Oh, we got more than I needed. Okay, I don't know how that happened, but here we go. Here we are. Okay, so we've got listening. I activate my receptive side and become an engaged, intuitive, professional grade listener. Supercharged listening gives me the ability to not only hear the words others are saying, but also to perceive the emotions hiding between their words. Armed with the knowledge, I'll be in a great position to give them exactly what they need, or, if I prefer, to dominate the planet. And this is all like, listen to what they are saying. Listen to red flags if that's what you are hearing. And if you feel like things aren't being communicated to you, listen to what they are actually saying. Listen to their words in that way. And like I say, actions speak louder than words. And maybe at this time they're saying a lot of things, saying that they want to change, saying that they want to do X, Y, Z, but are their actions like matching up to that energy? Honesty. This heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything, but when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and start relaxing. The best part is honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results is a rootin' tootin' trust parade, and everyone's invited, except the bagpipe players, but you'll know they'll show up anyway. So honesty, listening, you being honest, and maybe you being vulnerable in some ways, and maybe if they have caused you hurt, if they have caused you pain, or if they have been deceitful, or in some way, you know, be honest about that and how that affected you potentially. But be honest about what you want as well, and what your boundaries are, and what you will accept and what you won't accept. Integrity. I align with the centre of myself, a glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from this core is the knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. I can live a life that doesn't include settling unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Ugh, paradoxes hurt. So yeah, integrity. Be honest with yourself. Know who you are and know what your boundaries are and what you want. And if this person's energy doesn't seem to be aligning, and like I said, actions speak louder than words, listen to what they are saying, and you should see everyone in what way that they present themselves to you as well, and the image that they present, and not what their potential is, and fall in love with that. Fall in love with the person that is in front of you and in what they are displaying and showing you who they are. We've got grace. I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off centre. With grace, I'm able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling, even when the crappy poo-poo face is being a douchey bath monster. So just because they may have fallen into some deceit, or let themselves get caught up in something which wasn't very graceful, or don't allow that to throw you off center and throw you off who you are, and don't allow their energy, like, don't absorb their energy in any way, because you don't need that. That's not your energy, that is theirs. And protect yourself, keep your boundaries up. I take ownership for how I make others feel, and I do my part to repair any bridges I might have burned, or perhaps even slightly singed. If bridge mending feels impossible, then I can start small. Instead of becoming a bridge architect, maybe I'll just skip the bridge and walk the long way around. Taking ownership is great for burning calories. And you know, like I kind of said, love is a two-way street, and maybe if it was someone else in this relationship that had their words outside of it, or that kind of thing, and maybe you as well fell into a bit of fear about what people were saying and doing, and that kind of thing, and maybe that stinted the relationship, you know, own up to your part. But if that wasn't something, maybe they need to take ownership, and you should know that you would take ownership for what you have done. And if they don't start doing that, then maybe that is a red flag for you. Acceptance. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project onto them. What was I saying? Same goes for not new people, I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it? So they will show you who they are. And, you know, everyone is on their own path. Everyone is changing. Everyone is becoming, like, is melting part of their snowflake and all those things. And look at someone with what they present to you and take that at face value, and accept that that is who they are as well, is what they choose to show you. So like I said, you know your relationship, you know what has been said and done, but most of all, Spirit is saying to me, set your boundaries. You know who you are. You live in your integrity, your honesty, your grace. You take ownership for your stuff. You accept who you are, and that is a brilliant whole person that doesn't need anyone to make you whole. And you know, they are the cherry on top of the cake, if they do deserve to give it, like, to be in your sphere and in your energy, but you get to decide that. And you know, like I said, the deceit and the death of the deceitful and all of that, that may resonate with your situation, or it may not at all. So if you were drawn to another pile, don't feel like this is it, like they are a deceitful person. That is not what I'm saying at all. But be honest with yourself, and be honest with your boundaries and everything like that, and just be honest with that person. And yeah, I'm sending so much love. So pile 2, I'm going to leave that there for you guys today. I hope it resonated. Like I said, if it didn't, please do not worry. If you were drawn to another pile, maybe that one is for you. But I'm sending so much love. Until next time, I really hope to see you guys there. If you'd like to see me again too, please do hit that subscribe button. Until then, bye. Hello my glorious friends of pile 3. So if you pick the Fortuna Tarot and the Serpentine Heart, then this reading is going to be for you. So we will shuffle your tarot now on camera. I've already got your oracle cards ready and waiting, and we're obviously asking what their true intentions are. And just so you know, your energy is a currency. You decide who and what gets to be in your presence, and they are lucky if you decide to let that in and let that currency in, their energy in as well. And it is a two-way street. Any relationship that's based off of give and take. So just wanted to put that in there on the top. So Spirit, what are their true intentions towards pile 3? So we have Princess of Candles. So what are their true intentions towards pile 3? We have got the 4 of Keys. What are their true intentions towards pile 3? So we have got 9 of Keys. We have got the 2 of Talismans. What are their true intentions towards pile 3? And we have got the 6 of Candles and the Prince of Elixirs. Okay. Great. And then in terms of oracle cards, we have Choice, we have Cleanse, we have Cornucopia, we have got Loneliness, I know that I am never alone, we have got Service, and we've got Fortitude, Blessings, Steadfast. So in terms of signs, we have got Princess of Candles, so this is fire energy. This is also known as the Page of Wands. So we could have fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. And we've also got the Prince of Elixirs. So this is water energy. And this is also the Knight of Cups. So Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. We've also got some Keys here, which is swords energy, but Libra and Gemini up there, but could also be Aquarius. We've also got Leo again, and some Capricorn in there too, but you do not necessarily have to have those placements. Those are just that's what's there in front of me. So in terms of their intentions towards you, I feel like there may have been a situation where maybe there's been no contact separation or something like that, or maybe for them, maybe they had the choice whether or not to enter into a new relationship potentially. Maybe they had the option of, not that it was between you and someone else, but I feel like old energy, and I feel like maybe they had this period of rest and solitude and this time away, because they needed to get their thoughts in line, because actually they weren't addressing fears and anxieties that they needed to, and it felt like they were living in a kind of loop and in an energy space where their thoughts were becoming a prison for them night and day in a lot of ways. And I feel like emotionally, maybe you kind of have come into their lives. I feel like this is a new connection, but maybe you, or if this is an older connection, maybe you came into their life and kind of threw a spanner into the works and made them realize that actually they needed to sort their stuff out, like they needed to work through their fears and actually work through this time. And maybe they realized that they need to tell someone about it, maybe to tell people and actually cleanse this energy and make a choice to change their lens of feeling lonely potentially, but also living in this kind of lens of fear. And I feel like for you came into their life as kind of this beacon of light in a lot of ways, and have made them want to go on this like journey of like emotionally maturing, of cleansing themselves, of nurturing and finding healing. And I feel like you are like this cornucopia, this horn of plenty, someone who has emotionally renewed them. And maybe you don't even maybe if this is a new connection, you're like, wow, this is strange. But I feel like you, in a way, your energy of who you are, with this, I feel like you are an enlightened person, very intuitive, probably creative, artistic in that way. Just someone who's very faithful to your light and your spirit and what you want to bring around, and has this strong sense of self. And I feel like you are of service to people in a healthy way, though. Like, you are very giving with yourself and with your energy to those who reciprocate that. And I feel like you maybe helped them out of this period of loneliness and kind of made them realize it was safe to return, like especially if they suffered a sorrow and they were going through this healing time. I feel like they took that time to cleanse themselves and they feel renewed, and maybe they feel healed and reassured by your presence in their lives. And I think their intentions is to drop the old way of what they were doing and kind of lean into who they want to be, this new path that they feel like they've carved out for themselves during this time. And with this Prince of Elixirs, I think they see themselves as someone who emotionally maybe wants to offer their heart to you in that way, or offer you and extend the same service and healing and reassurance and the same love that you showed them, and really reciprocate that, especially if there was a period of time where you were that person for them and really healed and reassured them. I think they want to be as faithful as you were to them in that way, and kind of bring forth that message to you. And kind of, I think you were just someone who stood by them with this steadfast fortitude and blessings. And even if you didn't realize that, maybe it was some of their darkest days or some of their darkest hours in some ways, I feel like you celebrated their victory, celebrated them overcoming this, maybe in a way that you didn't even realize it was something you were doing, because that's just who you are in your nature, just a giving person that wants the best for people. And I think their intentions towards you is this want to, maybe if they haven't fully come out of this period of kind of solitude and kind of rest and rejuvenation after this sorrow, I think they want to come out of that and want to put their fears aside and really drop that old way of thinking, that old way of being, and step into this new path and have this victory and this celebration and this contentment with you, and celebrating your joint wills and that kind of thing, but also emotionally open up further and offer more of themselves, and maybe be more truthful, open and honest, and kind of plug in the destination of where you both want to go in that way. And obviously we've got fire and water, which maybe you guys are quite opposite in some ways, or potentially your energy just balances each other out in a way. And maybe they've celebrated you from afar and they're ready to kind of celebrate you even more in the flesh potentially. But I think they definitely had a choice to make, and maybe that, and I feel like that was the choice, this balancing of who they were and the situation that they were caught up in, and then this new road, this new healing, and this new purpose forward, this new cleansing. And yeah, and I think they know with you that there is this kind of connection, this there's no need to be lonely, and potentially they had that period where they needed to do stuff on their own, they needed to sort themselves out, and you weren't maybe expecting someone to be there, but you were, and I think that so much has grown because of that, and there's so many things on the horizon, maybe loads of different opportunities, and I think they're just excited at the potential here, and maybe they want to communicate a lot of that to you, of that choice, and maybe tell you a lot of what happened to them, and a lot about this period where they had to maybe even go away and sort out their thoughts and that kind of thing, and why they were so tangled up, and what was going on with them, if they haven't so already. And yeah, and honestly open their heart up more to you. But I feel like they know that that's the path they want to tread. They want to triumph over this period, and I think have you by their side and them by your side to celebrate victories and successes in the future. And I feel like they've plugged that destination in, and they just want to move towards it slowly but surely, and be of service to you, and be your possibilities, and bring stuff to you as well. Like I was saying, that mutual two-way street, I feel like that is here. And I feel like maybe already, if you are in a relationship with this person, potentially, or starting to be, I feel like that is cleansing and renewing maybe both of you, and healing and reassuring both of you. So let's get some channeled messages from this person as well. I'm going to split the deck as usual because they are pretty big. So Spirit, all 5,000, so we won't be taking all of those. I'll take you because you fell out. See, I got too excited. I was like, yes, see, it works if I split the deck, and they still all fell out. But that's fine. So we have, I need to work on myself. So this was like, and that's over that Four of Swords period. So maybe they're still doing that, or maybe their intention is they're still working through a couple of things, but they still want to be there for you in this victory, and emotionally be there to support you as much as you have been them as well. But they know maybe they've still got some stuff to work on, and maybe they're still not fully ready to come out of that period quite yet, but I feel like they want to communicate that to you at least. But that does not mean that you have to wait for them to sort out that stuff and to work through that all of that stuff that they need to, because with that Nine of Swords, it is a lot of thought energy that they do need to be honest with themselves about, and really change that reel from fear to love, and see the love and possibilities. But they know that is happening for them, and that they are doing that work. And I feel like they will know when it's safe to come out, and safe to approach, and maybe safe to communicate. There's other things pulling me away. So maybe if this is a kind of a no contact situation potentially for some people, I feel like they know that you would be there, and know that you would be kind of service, or as much as you can, and I feel like they know that they're never alone, and that you would be like, you would help them in any way that they needed to. But they know that this is stuff that they need to work through. So I'm trying to find myself again. I think they want to match your emotional maturity as well, and like I said, that doesn't mean you wait for them in any way, shape or form. I think they're they're just thankful and maybe inspired by your energy and how giving you are, and know that that's what they want for themselves too, and want to match that energy in your relationship, whether that's friendship, more, whatever that is. So I love to hear you laugh. So I feel like, yeah, your laugh is healing. I wish I could love you the way you deserve. Maybe that's at the moment, maybe, and I don't think it's our time yet. So undeniably, there are these feelings here between you both. And don't allow anyone to tell you differently, especially if they are taking this time away. But know that timing is such a funny thing, and especially in tarot, divine timing is such a funny thing. You know who you are, you know what the relationship is, what has been said, what has been done. So not all of these things may resonate with your situation, but I feel like either way there is a relationship here and a love here, and maybe it's not quite in the way that you hope at the moment, but that doesn't mean that it won't be potentially in the future. But I feel like both parties are of service to each other. Both want to celebrate in each other's victories, whether that be in a friendship or in a more of a romantic way. But at the moment, I feel like there are things with that Four of Swords and that Nine of Swords that they do need to work through, that they need to unwrap and untangle themselves from living in this fear or whatever sorrow they have had in the past. And maybe they're not quite out of that space, but you inspire them to step out more of that. And I feel like your connection with them and your friendship and your honesty and your cleansing, your emotional kind of offering to them has helped heal them, and that kind of laurel branch, that kind of, it's brought them a lot of peace and reassurance in this time when they thought maybe they would be alone, and maybe at this time they're not in the position to offer, you know, completely and match your energy completely in the way that you do. But that does not mean that is not something that they will work towards in the future. But with this, I don't think it's our time yet. You know, that does not mean you have to wait. And I feel like this person would tell you that you do not have to wait, because you have so much blessing and love pouring your way, and you've got so much energy to give. And I feel like it's that they will always be in your life and always support you no matter what you do, and no matter which direction you take, no matter what choice you make. That this can be really frustrating to hear, but I think their true intentions are saying, you know, they want to be in your life, but completely understand that you can't wait for them, and you can't wait for their energy, like them to be in the place and the position. So, and that does not mean that your path won't like cross in the future, but at the moment they need to put themselves first and make themselves the first priority. And as you should too, you should make yourself the first priority. Follow your heart, follow what you want. And you know, if things align in the future, then beautiful, brilliant. But don't wait for someone. No matter how deep the connection and everything, they will catch up. They will catch up when they're ready. And you can't fall in love with someone's potential of what they could be, and what the relationship could be. It's all about the present moment and where you guys are. And obviously, like I said, you know the situation, you know what has been said and what has been done. So Spirit, let's just get some advice for our friends, please, of pile 3. So Spirit, what else do we want to say to pile 3? Right. So we have maturity. I make peace with the tough relationships of my past. I probably would have skipped the pain they came with, but I'm grateful for the lessons they brought me. Because of those tough relationships, I can look back at the mosaic of my life, internet stalk my exes, and see value in even the most broken pieces. I really dodged a bullet. So this is really about you emotionally putting yourself first and being emotionally mature as this person sees you as, and knowing that this situation does not dictate the kind of love that you deserve. And I feel like that's what they would say to you too. And it might have been tough and all of those things, and maybe if it's not reciprocated in exactly the way that you hoped it would be right at this moment in time, you can still see that it has brought so much vibrancy to your life and healing and reassurance for them as well as for you, most likely. And there is still a purpose. This person has come into your life for a reason, whether that's to put up boundaries or to be a friend, whatever it is. This person has taught you so much, and you have taught them as well. And that's such a mature thing to realize, is that everyone brings you something, and you are brought to you as an assignment to learn from, in order to mature. So we've got acceptance. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project onto them. Same goes for not new people I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it? So, and also we've got listening. I activate my receptive side and become an engaged, intuitive, professional grade listener. Supercharged listening gives me the ability to not only hear the words others are saying, but also to perceive the emotions hiding between their words. Armed with this knowledge, I'll be in a great position to give them exactly what they need, or if I prefer, to dominate the planet. So this is all about listening, about what they are saying and what they are doing and their actions and what they are showing you, and accepting that what they show you is their unique self. And it's accept their actual traits, accept what they are actually showing you and what they are actually doing and what they actually are being, and listen to that, read between those lines. And it's kind of not filling in the blanks with what you want them to be or what they are saying and projecting that onto them, and you know, and trust that you do know intuitively this relationship, and you have listened to them, you know the emotions behind what they are saying, and you are in a position to do, and I feel like you have been an ear for them, and in a position to offer them all the support that you can give, but know that it is two-way as well, and you need to be listened to as well, and your wants and needs. And if that person isn't fully those, accept that, and know that at this moment in time, until they show you that and they show you their actual traits and their actual being in that way, and you hear that from them, then you'll know. But until that point, you know, don't settle for something that someone maybe isn't at this moment in time and what they could be, because they're not there yet. Doesn't mean that they won't change to be that, but they're not there quite yet. So my lovely friends of pile 3, I'm going to leave that reading there for you guys. I hope it resonated. I hope the advice was useful. I'm sending so much love. I hope to see you next time. If you'd like to see me there, please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm sending so much love. Bye. Hello there, my lovely friends of pile 4. So if you picked the Witch Tarot and the Opalite Heart, then this reading is going to be for you. So firstly, let's shuffle your tarot cards. I've already got your oracle cards ready and waiting. And then we will get some channeled messages and then some love affirmators for you as well at the end. I just wanted to say at the top of the reading as well, like, your energy is a currency, and you decide who gets to live with that energy and who gets to be invited in. And love is a two-way street as well, and you know, you can allow whoever, if anyone at any time, into that. So let's look at what their true intentions are towards you. So we have got the Star, we've got the Six of Swords. So what are their true intentions towards... Just want to double check that one. Yeah. So what are their true intentions towards pile 4? What are their true intentions? We've got the Six of Cups, and on the back we have got the Eight of Cups as well. And in terms of oracle cards, we have Birth, we have Reflection, We have 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. We've got courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, and the messenger. And we've also got soon, near future, expect arrivals any day now, presently, rapidly, shortly. So firstly, in terms of signs, we've got air, Aquarius in the star. Then we've also got swords energy, so air. So we've got Gemini and also Libra, and then we've got cups. So we also have Pisces, Scorpio and Cancer energy as well. You don't have to have those placements, but you may have it somewhere in your chart. Do not worry if you don't. It's more just energy, and I feel like this person's intentions towards you is that of hope and serenity. And maybe you've not been speaking to this person for a while, potentially. Maybe there was a situation that that felt like you needed to pick up a lot of your thought energy. Maybe it have left you feeling depleted in some way. And I feel like they recognize that and they know that. And maybe they weren't very emotionally mature at the time. And maybe they've almost been sitting at a bit of a distance with this King of Cups. And maybe they've been realizing why they flared up and maybe communicated in that way, or why things happened, and taking a different perspective, looking at things from a different angle, being logical with themselves, but also being fair with their feelings as well, and feeling that gut feeling of what that was. And I feel like watching from afar, maybe watching kind of from their throne in some ways, but kind of gaining their emotional maturity and learning from that. And I feel like there is a want to move away from the stagnant emotional energy that maybe this relationship was left in, and bring a birth to something new. I feel like they had this period of reflection, and maybe it took real courage and maybe real kind of strength for them to do that in that way. And I feel like it was from this heart chakra, from this moment, and their intentions, I think, are to pick back up the swords, take accountability, take ownership, because I feel like you hold up a mirror to them as well in who you are and what you didn't say or didn't do, maybe in terms of if there was this disagreement potentially, or maybe they kind of trampled with their thoughts and kind of got their way in some way, but it actually left you burnt in some respects. And maybe they're ready to, and they've kind of taken accountability for that, and they're ready to walk away, or maybe you even walked away, and maybe they're wanting to journey from these choppier waters into cleaner, serene waters. Maybe your name's Serena, maybe not, or maybe their name is, but maybe from these choppier waters into calmer seas. And I think there is a lot of hope, and with this birth as well. I think I'm thinking star in the night, like shining for the 3 kings for the birth of baby Jesus. No, I'm obviously joking in that way of that, but I think more just the birth of something new, and the belief and hope and the wish that there was a reason for that, and their emotional maturity and all of those things. And I think there are real happy memories here. Maybe something happened, but maybe that wasn't the true crux of your relationship, and there are deep roots there, and colourful roots. And I think they just took this time for reflection and realisation that actually they weren't acting out of their true heart's purpose and what they were called to. And with this 4th chakra Archangel Raphael, I think they were guided to see the error in their ways, maybe the mistakes that they made. And I think they're ready to move away from that emotional energy and offer something more, and hope maybe that you will kind of meet them there. And with the messenger as well, and obviously we've got near future, expect arrivals any day now. Maybe that is a message from them. Maybe if you've been hoping that, you know, there will be a renewal in some way, or something, or maybe you've not even been thinking about them in any way and just thought, oh, I'll just see what their true intentions are here. But I think there is a want to communicate who they actually are, and what they've learned potentially, maybe, and or maybe they see you as this King of Cups, and you who is this emotionally mature person who didn't get involved in that, and they are hoping maybe that they can move you away from the shores of what they did and into something new, and kind of when a door's closed, open a window and kind of journey away, leave the baggage behind, leave what doesn't serve behind, in order to find something else, find a new path for this relationship. And maybe they're hoping that they can, like, you will be fair to them, and that you will listen to their reason and all of those things, and emotionally maybe you will be impelled to kind of reciprocate potentially. But I feel like they see you as the one with power here, and I think they're trying to probably muster up the courage and the confidence to face their fears and face why they did that, and really hold up a mirror to that and show that they have learned and that they have changed and that they are ready to offer something new, because I think there is this kind of familial energy here, and these happy memories, these deep roots, whether that, you know, you may not have known this person even that long, but I feel like you just have that energy where you make people feel at home, like they can talk to you about anything and speak openly, honestly. And maybe they didn't do that. Maybe there was a bit of, when I say like defeat, like a victory tinged with deceit, maybe they maybe there was maybe there were lies, maybe manipulations for some people, maybe not. Or maybe there was just a conversation where they didn't actually present their true selves, and actually in that process they only hurt themselves in some ways. And maybe they're just hoping and having faith and kind of wishing upon that star that, and maybe trying to manifest something different for you both, that maybe you hope that you want to move forward with this relationship despite all that happened, and that you feel guided to do that as well emotionally. But yeah, with this near future, expect arrivals any day now, presently, rapidly, shortly. Maybe that messenger is coming in, that message from them of their want to move away from the energy that you guys are in and bring something new around, bring new energy into this relationship, and that they have learned, and that takes courage to kind of take ownership if that is what they are going to be doing, and that is what their intentions are for the future. So let's also get some channeled messages from them. I'm going to split this into, because otherwise the cards go everywhere, but that's still not been stopping them from doing that in this reading. Just a little warning. So you are absolutely stunning, is what they would say to you as well. I'm going to take those other ones so I can go to the other date, but thank you for always being there for me. And I do think this is your emotional maturity as that King of Cups, probably more than them. Maybe they are hoping to match that energy of the King of Cups, and maybe you inspire them to do that in a lot of ways. But I think you are always someone who is there, makes people feel comfortable, nurtured and healed in that Six of Cups, sharing and giving, and show me, don't tell me. So maybe this is more them, maybe this is their mantra at the moment, or maybe that's what you've even said to them, show me, don't tell me, or the energy that they know that they have to match, because I feel like you show people and kind of emotionally are there and show people what they need, sort of thing. So maybe this message, they know that they've got to have that courage and actually show, and not just reflect, bounce back what maybe is wanting to be heard or said, and that kind of thing. Oh there's thank you for always being you. You're the one that I want, and I love talking to you, and also you have changed me. It's calling to me to leave that one there as well, but I'm gonna leave the other ones in there. Those were the ones on the bottom. So I feel like I was saying, this need for change, this transformation, but that's from them. They haven't done that because of you, as in you have changed me, but you have inspired me to change, is what I'm hearing, is that because you shouldn't change for anyone. you should change for yourself, and because that aligns with your beliefs. And I feel like that is what they have aligned themselves to, is that they realize that they don't need to get involved in the pettiness of the Five of Swords, like losing the battle but not winning the war. And actually they want to, because you are always you. Thank you for always being you. Thank you for always being authentic and speaking your truth and being your truth, being honest. I think that's what they want, and you're the one that I want, with that star, that wishing, that hope, maybe even manifestation in some ways for some people if they are spiritual potentially. But I feel like you are someone that they connect with, that the energy that they want, and maybe they know that they you know, with that Five of Swords and that Six of Swords, that they need to journey away, and you guys need to move away from that and learn from the past. You have to accept it, leave the baggage behind that doesn't serve your relationship moving forward, and speak and communicate in a new way, if that is what you want to do as well. And I think actions speak louder than words in that, and this obviously is intentions and actions. And I think communication is something that, especially if that was potentially a conversation that was your kind of, I don't want to say downfall, but something that happened, a blip or whatever it was for different people. It may have felt like a downfall for some people, like losing losing a battle but not losing the war, or for some people it could have been just a very like surface level thing, and it's not really like what your relationship is based on. You take what resonates for that, but I feel like you guys know that it's show me, don't tell me, and actually it's all about the emotions and where you guys are going, and showing the need to change and the want to change. And yeah, that's it's so interesting, because obviously with the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, they feel guided emotionally to change, I think, and through their heart and through speaking their truth and their heart's truth. And yeah, and I think maybe they are plucking up that courage to kind of say something in that way, because there is that alignment here. I feel like this confidence and the stability and the security, maybe for both of you, but also if they've had to go through ups and downs, maybe you being there and being emotionally mature and all of those things, and I think they just want to match your energy in that way. Yeah, someone who is nurturing, calm, and serene in a lot of ways. So let's get your love affirmators. So this is advice for you, because obviously you guys will know your relationship more, but this is more than me, and all the filling in the blanks you'll be able to do. So Spirit, what advice do you have for my glorious friends of pile 4? Great. So we have got ownership. I take ownership for how I make others feel, and I do my part to repair any bridges I might have burned or perhaps even slightly singed. If bridge mending feels impossible, then I can start small. Instead of becoming a bridge architect, maybe I'll just skip the bridge and walk the long way around. Taking ownership is great for burning calories. So obviously with this ownership, we were talking about the King of Cups being emotionally mature, and obviously there might have been a situation, the severity of which may change between different people watching, but either way, I think taking ownership for your part in it, if there was anything that maybe you do need to take ownership for, or potentially knowing that you deserve someone to take accountability and take ownership for what they did. And maybe this is what this person wants to do. And if you feel like the bridge can be mended, yeah, start small. You don't need to do it all overnight. It can just take time, little bit, piece by piece, if that's what you want to mend the bridge. And that's the thing, if they show that they've changed and they want to change and they want to show you, don't tell you, little by little, that can work. Self-worth. I cast off all concerns about what people think of me. I know I'm a totally kick-ass person, and my kick-assness can never be diminished by rejection. So people can think what they think and feel what they feel. In the meantime, I'll just keep on knowing that I know without thinking about what they are thinking about. When I already know, I think. So self-worth, I know, just going round and round in circles with that. But you know your boundaries, you know who you are and emotionally what you deserve, and you are a kick-ass person. You are whole, just as you are. People can think what they think, people can believe what they believe, and it is that show me, don't tell me. And I think the I think all coming at you. You just need proper clear communication, and you know, you can't be diminished by anything that happened. With this Five of Swords, maybe if potentially for some people, I'm not saying it's for everyone, maybe if there was a rejection, which maybe, or maybe they didn't at the time want to pursue anything at some point, but maybe now it feels like they want to renew in some way, maybe as a friend or more, whatever that is. Know your self-worth, know who you are, and you can allow a birth of a new thing if you want, as a friend or whatever it is, but you know yourself, and you know, and you take ownership for your stuff, and know that you are whole. And if they don't want your energy, then that is their loss, quite frankly. We've also got levity. Laughter is the best legal medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try finding something funny in there. And if you ever feel like the butt of the joke, remember that the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option to opt to lighten up. It's legal in almost 200 countries. So, you know, obviously I said about that Five of Swords, for some people it might have been quite heavy, for some people it might have been a blip, whatever it is. And maybe if it felt like a rejection or was a rejection for some people, you know, not that you're going to laugh about it straight away or anything like that, or whatever the situation was, but you can bring lightness to it, you can bring love to it, and energy, and know that you can forgive that and change future outcomes, and actually that you can have a new perspective, and eventually that perspective will shift on that situation, and that just because of one thing, one person, one conversation, whatever it was, that is not what you are based on, or that is not fact. If you know, if they diminish your self-worth or anything, or whatever it is, I don't feel like this person did, but this is just more of a general thing. But you know that you are in control of your perspective, in charge of your lens. You don't have to live in the lens of fear. You can look through the lens of love, and see opportunities, possibilities, and happiness. Even if it's hard in the moment, you can move away from that emotional energy and that stagnant energy, and kind of shift your perspective and see a different way by being emotionally fair to yourself as well. So my glorious friends of pile 4, I'm going to leave that reading there for you guys today. I hope it resonated with you. I hope the advice was useful. I'm sending so much love to you guys. I really hope to see you guys again soon. If you'd like to see me there, please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, sending so much love. Bye. Hello my glorious friends of pile 5. So if you picked the Tarot in Wonderland tarot deck and also the Honey Calcite Heart, then this reading is going to be for you. So I've already shuffled your oracle cards, so let's shuffle your tarot on camera and get into this reading. So firstly, I just want to say that your energy is a currency. You choose who you spend your energy, your time with, and it's give and take. Relationships are a two-way street, and you know, you should be receiving as much as you are giving. And obviously there are times when maybe you will be there more for someone if they have that time of need, but know your boundaries, know your worth as well. But let's get some cards. So what are their true intentions for this relationship? So we have Temperance, we have the Empress, we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Hierophant as well. So Spirit, we have the Three of Cups, and on the back of the deck we also have the Nine of Swords, and we've also got the Queen of Swords there, which I feel like is probably quite relevant. And then we also have, in terms of Oracle Connect, we have abundance, we have blossoming abundance, we have doubt, I release the need to know all the answers. We have alchemy, and we also have sprout. New opportunities will be revealed to you, beginnings, growth, potential. So in terms of this relationship, I feel like this person's intentions, firstly, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing Taurus energy in the Aerophant. I'm also seeing earth signs potentially, so Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus, and we've also got cups and also swords. So quite a lot, to be honest, in terms of cups, water energy, Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces, and swords, which I feel like is probably more because we've obviously got the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords. I feel like this is more of one person's sign. We've got Libra, Gemini or Aquarius. You don't have to have those placements. Your person doesn't have those placements. That is just what is coming up here. So I feel like their intentions are to get out of this feeling of doubt, maybe that they had in the past, or in the past facet of your relationship, whatever that may be, because there is a deep connection here. There is this soul connection, and this connect card, there is this joy, festivity, and I feel like nurturing, compassion between you both. And with the Nine of Swords, I feel like maybe they got into their head quite a lot, or maybe there was a few doubts, but actually I feel like they're slowly but surely releasing, or maybe they made you doubt and made you fear that this wasn't going to happen, or this connection wasn't real in some ways, or something like that. But I think slowly but surely, I feel like that need to know everything and to know the full plan, to have the full picture. I feel like with the Queen of Swords, maybe they are someone that usually needs to have the full perspective, maybe is quite logical, or needs to see the plan, and maybe didn't like the fact that they couldn't see everything or didn't know everything, maybe didn't know exactly how you were feeling potentially, and wanted to cut to the truth and get the clarity out of that. Or maybe this is you wanting to kind of get out of this cycle in some ways, or feeling of giving clarity to this person if they felt quite wrapped up. People, that may resonate for different people watching, that may not be for everyone, but I feel like ultimately this person and their intentions is to bring balance here, is to bring around something new. With this Ace of Pentacles, this is literally the new seed of an idea, a seed of a commitment, a seed of stability and security, planting that and see where it grows. And with the sprout cards, the new opportunities, maybe things have already been planted and things are growing and things are being brought around, the potential for this relationship. And I think it's living in faith every single day that your joy, your contentment, your connection, this soul connection, this tribe that you both feel in will reveal the sacred and will reveal new gifts and new things, and things will continue to grow. And I feel like that's what this relationship is. It feels like a flower opening up, blossoming. Things keep growing, things keep blooming and being brought around. And I think this is through alchemy, through this Temperance card, which we've got double of. I think through both. And this person, I think, wants to balance maybe different areas in their life, maybe the fear and anxiety that they maybe once did feel, balance that with the joy, and realize that joy and love reigns over that and can balance that out and actually reconcile the opposites. Maybe if they've spent a lot of time chasing things that they don't want to chase anymore, maybe chasing thoughts, conceptions, ideas that they thought that they wanted, and kind of ignoring love in the past, or maybe spirituality, or whatever it was. I feel like now there is a need that they want to balance themselves back out again. And they don't need to have all the answers, they don't need to know everything. All they need to know is to lean into joy and connections and real connections, and that will bring new things. And I think there is a need with this Empress card, and I think they see you as this. You don't have to identify as a Mother Nature or a divine feminine or anything like that, but that it's this, the energy is this mature, nurturing energy, someone who blossoms and can see the potential. And again, it's all about weeding out that which doesn't serve and growing new things. And maybe there's been a bit of delay in that. Maybe there might have been some separation for some people in this connection. So not necessarily watering the sprouts together, as it were, like just watering the seeds. But like, so maybe there was a bit of a winter, a bit of disconnect, but it feels like spring is happening, new things are happening, new things are being called to come about. And this is what the Empress really stands for, is that sometimes there may be a delay, but it's all cyclical, it's all natural, it's nature, and new things are blossoming, new things are coming around and growing, things that you may not be able to see quite yet, so things happening in the background. But it's all about this idea of living in the sacred and living the fact that every day new things will be revealed to you. And in some ways, I feel like this person's intentions is to learn from you. I feel like you have taught them so much already, like helping them gain a new perspective, maybe seeing the world in different angles. With this Queen of Swords, I feel like this is more you, someone who has a really like a brilliant plan, a brilliant logical mind, fairness and clarity, and can see different, like see the situations from different angles and can cut through their fears, which maybe they weren't able to do in the past. But I think they are ready to learn from you, and I feel like they see themselves, and maybe you see yourself as a bit of a student to life as well, but they see that they can learn and gain so much from you as well. And there's so much abundance here. I feel like there's so much untapped potential in some ways, and they don't need to see everything that's growing under the ground or how deep the roots are going to go, and need to know exactly what the plan is. Maybe if that's what they get caught up in that way, all the small details. They don't need to know that. They can relax and they can see where it takes them and see where this connection takes them. And I feel like that is the kind of soothing and reassuring energy that you bring in this alchemy, in this Temperance card. Patience. And maybe you guys have had to be really patient with this. Maybe this has been a bit of a slow burn, or if things have been planted maybe and there has been separation, no contact, and it felt like things froze over, there was no contact, it felt like a bit like a winter, and now things are opening up. It's kind of that, do we still know each other? Are we still the same people? Is what we planted before still growing? And it's that trust, it's that faith, and kind of taking your hands off it and trust that the connection that you guys have, the festivity, the joy, the contentment, and the abundance that you feel in each other's presence, like becomes like. And I feel like there is a reason you guys feel like there are even more opportunities for growth and opportunities for stability and security here, and patience, and everything is part of being a nurturer, being a mother in some ways, and seeing things grow is knowing that sometimes things take time and they don't always happen on the timing that you expect, but when they do blossom, it's beautiful. And maybe that's what their intentions are now, is really seeing the fruits of your guys' labour, sort of thing, like knowing that you guys have such joy and contentment together, and there is obviously this unity and concord, and kind of like, yeah, ready for the next stage and to see what's there, especially if maybe the separation or like the separation between you guys like was something that you didn't really have control over. Maybe if someone was going after something that they needed to do, maybe traveling or a career, job, that kind of thing, or school, education. But now it's like the seeds that you sowed in the past are still there, still growing, and maybe they were just dormant for a while, but you can still renew, you can still bring around new things. And I think it's switching that perspective and not living in fear that it's not going to be the same as it was, or it will be. And if this is a completely new relationship and you're like, there's not really much past things or anything like that, then I think it is just maybe fears of past relationships potentially, and doubt that maybe they had in last relationships, that they needed to know everything, and maybe that was their mindset for a while. But I think it's much more natural, and kind of this is more healing and reassuring energy with this Temperance card and this connect and the alchemy. And it's kind of blending that, kind of soothing those past ideas and saying, okay, they might have served you at one point, or you might have had to have that mechanism up, that defense up, and doubt because of something in your past. But this is a new person. See them as a new kind of project, a new mentor in some way, something that you can learn, and just live in the joy and the fulfillment and the contentment that you guys feel. So I feel like their intentions are that they want to ground something, they want new beginnings, growth, they see the potential here, and they just want to live in the joy and not worry about the thought, like their fears and anxieties. and kind of rewrite those for themselves and kind of weed out that which doesn't serve them from their past, and know that they can grow new things, and that might take time, but just have the fun and abundance. We've got so much abundance here and connection. It's so beautiful, so many new things blooming potentially. So let's get you some channeled messages as well from this person. I'm splitting them into these decks. So Spirit, what messages do you have from this person for pile 5? What messages do you have? Oh, okay. So we have, I don't want to share you. Maybe joy, abundance, because sometimes this can be third parties potentially, but maybe or maybe because you are just such a person, someone who has so much joy, so many different people, but you can share and expend your energy with whoever you want, but maybe they just love your energy and that kind of thing. Or maybe for some people there is more of a third party thing potentially, but that might not be for everyone. I fell for you and I'm still falling. So maybe, like I said, maybe in the past, maybe there was a situation where you guys couldn't have contact, or you were separated for some reason, and maybe they're still falling for you in that way. I want to do what bunnies do with you, if you know what I mean. That's from one of my favourite songs, You and I, Ingrid Michaelson. And I put this card in there as like this message in here as like a bit of a thing for me, but as in like when it comes up, because I love that song. But I just think, listen to the song if you haven't. You and I, Ingrid Michaelson. It's a ukulele song. It's just super joyful and playful. And yeah, based off of dreams and that kind of thing. I love it. And my life would suck without you. Let's see what else. So Spirit, what other channel messages? And obviously you guys have got another song, Kelly Clarkson, My Life Would Suck Without You. So maybe music is very important to your relationship, or maybe a lot of songs resonate with your situation, or that kind of thing. And maybe that's how you guys communicate in some ways. Maybe you communicate through playlists, or I don't know. Maybe that's not for everyone, but that might be for some people. I want to talk to you. Maybe if there's been separation or no contact in some ways, or maybe if you have been talking and you're like, wow, that's a bit eager. Maybe it's just that want to know what you're doing and know and kind of see your perspective. I'm sorry things are complicated at the moment. Like I said, that may not be for everyone. And I'm wearing the smile you gave me. You guys, I love it. But I just think, if things are complicated, and you know, and because of things that are happening, or if there's still separation or stuff like that, you know, actions speak louder than words. And you know, when you are in the company of this person with this 3 of Cups and the joy, contentment, and that feeling that they give you in the moment, take that as your acceptance and seeing the traits that are actually there as well. And things may be complicated. There may be fears and anxieties that they're going through, they're dealing with, and maybe they want to talk to you to alleviate some of that. But know that, again, give and take. You can be patient with them, you can do all of those things, but don't wait, and don't wait for someone to kind of catch up, like to meet your level. Like, you keep doing you keep going after the things that you want, and they will catch up if they are ready. That may not be for everyone, but for some people that may be something. But I just feel like there is a lot coming for this relationship as well, with these abundance and these sprouts and these new beginnings, and maybe a detangling, and maybe this winter, this kind of period where things, you weren't sure things were growing and that kind of thing, that may have felt like has stinted growth in some ways. Trust that maybe things are opening up, and maybe in like when you guys are actually connected in the flesh and together, that's when things will help detangle. And it's hard sometimes over text or communicating in that way. You know, text can be misconstrued, words can be misconstrued, but like feelings and conversations in the moment, and seeing someone there and how they're acting, their body language, all of those things, that shows you so much. So just accept what they give you, and not the potential of what could be. You know, there feels like there's a lot of potential, a lot of abundance here, but you'll be able to see that in the flesh by what they say and what they do when they're in front of you, and that will help detangle things. If you feel like things are tangled up. If you don't, and you're like, it's great, we're still communicating, things feels like they're growing, then brilliant. Maybe this is your confirmation that yes, like you don't need to have all the answers, and just live in that joy, kind of lean into the connection that you feel there, and things will unravel. Yeah, so let's get you some love advice as well. So Spirit, what advice? About 5,000 cards there, so I always over-exaggerate. I'm always like, there's 1,000, 1 million to 100k, whatever, cards falling out the deck when there's like 2. But okay, I'm gonna take you and keep shuffling. Just cool to take that one. So Spirit, what advice do you have for my glorious friends? Oh, great. Lovely. Okay. Celebration. When I come across people in happy, healthy relationships, I give jealousy the finger and celebrate their joy. When I do so, I'm rooting for the good guys, which means I'm a good guy, and that means all of us win. Who wants to celebrate? So this is really like this celebrating joy, contentment, and happiness. And, you know, your friends are... You know, your friends are your happiness, all of these people, and any relationship that is healthy, happy, based on giving and receiving, is a cause to celebrate, is something that people respect each other's boundaries, respect each other's needs, what they want, and it is healthy give and take, and that should be applauded. And when you surround yourself with that you want to be, you become that too. You become joy, you become happiness, all of those things. It becomes like a vortex towards you. Receiving, and we've also got giving. I love this. So I open up and allow myself to receive love in all ways, from all directions. It may seem scary, but it's better than receiving audits, bedbugs, or hate mail. I receive love, and it feels so good that I decide to receive it some more, and then some more, and maybe just a wee bit more. So receive and giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discovered just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec, does selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. So I feel like give and take is, like we were kind of saying, you know, it's a cause to celebrate, and be open and receptive to receiving love. Know that you are worthy and deserving of love, and that in whichever form it comes, friendship, whatever it is, and maybe this is for this relationship, maybe for some people, I feel like either way, this is there's so much to grow here, whether that's in a friendship way or in a relationship kind of way, and there are so many things growing. And just know, by giving your time, your energy, and receiving that back, and watering those relationships, that will grow so much and bring around so much with this sprout, this new potential. There are so many things that can hatch when you give them attention and love and cause for celebration. And if someone gives you that concord, that unity, and that kind of soul connection, you know, by fueling that joy, giving and taking, it brings around such beautiful things. So just be open to the gifts that are coming your way, and know that you are fully deserving of all the love, in whatever shape or form it takes. But my glorious friends of pile 5, I'm going to leave that reading there for you guys. I hope it resonated. I hope there was some useful advice, but I'm sending so much love to all of you, and I really hope to see you guys soon. If you'd like to see me there, please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, sending so much love. Bye.